The 14th Amendment is one of the most important amendments in the U.S. Constitution. It was ratified in 1868, after the Civil War, to grant citizenship and equal rights to all people, born or naturalized in the United States, regardless of their race or previous condition of slavery. It also established the principle of due process and equal protection of the laws, which means that no state can deny any person of their life, liberty, or property without following a fair and just procedure, and that no state can discriminate against any person or group based on their characteristics or status. The 14th Amendment also changed the way that representatives are apportioned in Congress, by counting the whole number of persons in each state, instead of excluding enslaved people or counting them as 3/5 of a person. It also imposed penalties on states that denied or abridged the right to vote of any male citizen over 21 years old, and barred anyone who had engaged in rebellion or treason against the United States from holding any public office unless pardoned by Congress. Finally, the 14th Amendment affirmed the validity of the national debt and rejected any claims for the debts or losses of the Confederate States or their supporters. The 14th Amendment was passed by Congress in response to the Black Codes, which were laws enacted by the former Confederate States to restrict the rights and freedoms of the newly emancipated black people. The amendment was intended to protect the civil and political rights of the black people, and to prevent the states from violating the rights guaranteed by the Bill of Rights. The amendment also gave Congress the power to enforce its provisions by appropriate legislation. The 14th Amendment has been the basis for many landmark Supreme Court decisions that have shaped the history and society of the United States. Some of the most notable cases include Brown v. Board of Education, 1954, which declared that racial segregation in public schools violated the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment, and overturned the doctrine of separate but equal established by Plessy v. Ferguson, 1896, Loving v. Virginia, 1967, which struck down state laws that banned interracial marriage, and held that the freedom to marry is a fundamental right under the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment. Roe v. Wade, 1973, which recognized that the right to privacy, implied by the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment, includes the right of a woman to choose whether to have an abortion. Obergefell v. Hodges, 2015, which ruled that the right to marry is guaranteed to same-sex couples by both the Due Process Clause and the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment, and invalidated state laws that denied or restricted that right.